Stavros, you've just finished the Dragon UK South Coast Championship here in Cowes. We have had a really good fleet for this warm-up event for the Edinburgh Cup. Tell us a little bit about how the regatta's gone.
Well, it's been very mixed results. The tide and the wind, as usual in Cowes, has been tricky, to say the least. We've had a very strong overseas contingent taking part. The Russians with Olga and Misha, they've just come from the Europeans, having done very well, and I think Misha ended up third overall, which bettered his position against Olga in the Europeans because she beat him overall there. Paul Rickard has won. The man has got Thijs Palm with him, calling the tactics, and tactics has been very much the part of this regatta. Gabby has sailed very well. I think she's finished fourth. And Len Jones, who has won Cowes Week with me once and with other people since then, has finished a very credible second. Each day the race officer had a very short course because the tide, well, it wasn't short, but the tide underneath us on the start beating made it very short for the beat. And the Dragon fleet now are very competitive, and it did mean that a lot of boats arrived at the windward mark very close together. I think for the Edinburgh Cup the tide is now getting later each day, so it does mean that if the normal sea breeze comes in, we will find that we're beating against the tide for the first beat, and that will make a difference because it will make the beat exaggerate to be longer, and that will give us all a chance to get a little bit more separated. It also gives the race officer, who's done a very good job this week with the ebb tide, a chance to set courses that will test us and also make it a lot fairer and more chance for people to redeem themselves if they made a poor start. I think this regatta has been on the start and the first beat, and after that it's been more or less follow my leader. So the usual faces and suspects are at the front, and I think the race officer has done a very good job cramming the number of races into 3 short days. But now for the Edinburgh Cup, we're looking forward to much longer races, and only 6 races over 4 days should mean that we get a lot more opportunity to catch up if we've not made a good start.
We've got an even stronger fleet for the Edinburgh Cup, where I think 33 entries, some interesting new faces coming to race as well. Who do you think are people to look out for in the next part of the competition?
Well, I think that usually if people miss the warm-up regatta, it usually works against them, but because the tide is going to be completely different now for the Edinburgh Cup, and the people that are coming in, Louis Irvois, as we know, French champion, Laurie Smith, Olympic medalist, Klaus Diederichs with Andy Beesworth and Stir Fry. They were third in Douarnenez in my boat, I might add, and several other new people coming in, and it's going to make everybody up their game, or have to up their game. I think the man, as Paul Rickard, will still be favourite. Julia Bailey with her husband Graham and David Heritage, who are probably the best local team here. With Eric Williams, of course, you can never write Eric off. But I think the new people into the fleet will certainly make everybody up their game. It should be a fantastic Edinburgh Cup. I think I've been doing Edinburgh Cups now for 15 years, and I've done my battles with Rory Bowman in the past and Simon Bryan, who I forgot to mention just now, who's also an addition here. And this is the most competitive Edinburgh Cup on paper I have ever seen, and I would think that it's also the most competitive has ever been. So we're all looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Stavros. We shall very much look forward to catching up with you afterwards to see how the actual results turn out and whether it is as competitive as we're hoping.
Okay, thank you very much.